Back in April, Riot made a mysterious sneak peek on a champion called Monkey King. People didn't know who he was, but now he's finally coming to the League of Legends. So let's take a look on him. Hey guys, the dude from Denmark here. So Wukong, the Monkey King, has finally been released from his cage, and I bought him and tried him out in a practice game.
Top. Never settle for second. Slain an enemy. My journey's only beginning. Bring me a
First time I played with him, he felt really awkward to play with. His skill set is really fun, I think, but it just don't seem to work really well together. I think you have to get used to him, but I like his he had this decoy spell where he turned invisible and made a clone of himself, but somehow that clone just stood still and wouldn't do anything, and just exploded and dealt damage. I had hoped it would go around and pretend that it was me and so on, but I think it's a really fun spell that you can, just like Preek does in the spotlights, trick people and so on. Nimbus Strike is another ability you have where he dashes to the target location and sends out two images of himself that will attack the nearest targets. I think that ability is really fun to use, and then turn yourself invisible with decoy and then run away.
An enemy has been slain.
Wukong's ultimate Cyclone is a bit boring, I think. You spin around really fast and then knock people up in the air, and it just don't really feel like an ultimate. Sure, do damage and knock people up and so on, but it more reminds me of Garen and Sensao in one. I had hoped that he, from the videos, sneak peeks, you saw that he could. That his weapon could grow longer and so on. I think that would be a really great ultimate to have, that maybe he could attack on a distance or something. That would maybe be overpowered, I don't know, but I think his ultimate is just a bit underwhelming. I think it's a bit boring. As I said in the start, I think his skill set and how he was a bit underwhelming and didn't fit him well with the skill set and so on. But actually I think you need to get used to play him and get to know how to play him well and so on before he gets really fun, because he does have a cool skill set, but it's really awkward and pretty underwhelming, and it's just, I'd hoped for something else. I don't know what it could be, but I just hoped that he would have been a bit more fun, I think. But I think once you get to know him and once you get the right items for him and runes and so on, he would be a really great champion to play. I don't know where I see him in a team fight other than he's just a great DPS just like anyone else. So he's just there to deal a lot of damage, and actually his ultimate is really good for chasing people away from a team fight if it deals enough damage to actually hurt people.
Victory!
Monkey King is not the only big thing happening in this patch, because the patch notes for this patch is actually really huge, and there are some major changes to different champions. For example, Kyle have gotten a remake, and when I say remake, I don't think that she's really been remaked, because for me she's just getting a big nerf. Maybe a little buff to something, but overall just a huge nerf. I don't see this being a remake. I think what Riot thinks is a remake is that the animation for her and skins and how she looks and talks and flies and so on is the actual remake of her. So I don't see this changes as a remake in her abilities, because for me remake would be change of abilities and how she plays and so on. Anyway, I think it's a huge nerf to her. I don't really play her, so I guess I don't care. But I think to other players who do play Kyle, I think it's a huge nerf for them. Next up is Pantheon. His ultimate won't be global anymore, so you can't teleport to anywhere on the map. Instead, it's getting a lesser ranged, and I think that's really sad, because if they don't give him buffs right away with this ultimate change, I think he's now really weak, even than he were before. Because before I think he was really weak still, but he at least had a good ultimate he could land and gang people and so on. But now it's changed, and he's not getting any buffs this patch. So I think it's really strange to make these changes from Riot. But I read on the forum that in next patch he should get his buffs. So I think that's really good, because he really needs it, since I think he's really weak. I'm not going to talk about Twisted Fate. He's also getting his ultimate reworked to a lesser range instead of global. But I don't think it will affect him that much, other than he can gank, of course. But his Twisted Fate is really good if you know how to play him. So I don't think he's going to lag from it. This patch Trynumir is getting Fury, just like Wukong have, and I really think that's interesting, because now I think he will be getting kinda a new playstyle, since you have to rely on your Fury to do more damage and more heals and so on. I had hoped for his ultimate that would have to cost Fury 2, because I think that would be a nice change, instead of you just could push it whatever you want, but you actually had to gain some Fury to get his ultimate on. But I guess that would ruin his ultimate. Last thing in the patch note I want to talk to you about is Yorick getting nerfed again. I agree that Riot maybe had overbuffed him a bit last patch. I haven't really been facing any Yorick that much, so I can't really tell if he is overpowered now or not. But I have some friends who's playing him, and they are telling me that he's really strong now, especially one versus one. And still in team fights they can really if they're being focused, they just die really fast. But I think they did overbuff him a bit from last patch. So I don't know if this nerf is way too much nerf or what, but we'll see. That was my thoughts on Monkey King. Let me know what you think about him. Subscribe to me if you want, and until next time, have fun, guys.